Payroll, steady peso, everybody on the payroll, under control. Every 20 minutes change clothes, shot my boy post. Only do shit when I say go, if you say so. Run up in the scene in my tight jean shorts, looking like a pimp, but I got one hoe. Can you shut me out? And I said hell no, never switching up, only switch up.
Hey guys, this is part 2 of what if Goku got trapped in the time chamber for 100 years and became Omni King. So please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks. We pick back up the story with Goku, who had trapped himself inside the time chamber. Meanwhile, outside the time room, Dende had a look of shock. He had been doing his daily tasks around the lookout when he heard a loud booming noise. Upon his investigation where he heard the noise, he came upon the time room and realized that the door had been destroyed. Dende, realizing how bad the situation was, quickly went to inform Goku's peers. Dende would have used the Dragon Balls to wish for the door to be fixed, but Goku had already used them 2 days ago when he entered the time room. The only solution he could come up with was for someone to travel to planet Namek to summon Purunga and make the wish. Dende wasted no time and went to inform Mr. Popo. Meanwhile, Whis, Beerus, Broly and Vegeta had just arrived to Earth at Capsule Corp. Vegeta then had Bulma to call everyone together since what he had to say was important. Vegeta was wondering where Goku was. Ever since arrival he had not been able to sense his ki anywhere. It only took 20 minutes before the whole crew arrived at Capsule Corp. Once they all arrived, Beerus and Whis began to relay everything to them. Everyone had been shocked to hear about another tournament of power. Even more when they heard that the Destroyers and Angels would also participate and that the losing universes would not be revived this time. Everyone quickly began to understand the seriousness of this tournament. Vegeta on the way had already come up with the 10 members of their team. It would be Goku, himself, Broly, androids 18 and 17, Krillin, Gohan, Piccolo, Master Roshi, and as much as it was distasteful for him to say, they would also need to team up with that bastard Frieza again. Everyone hearing the team selection had no complaints. They would need the best in order to come out on top in this one. Beerus, looking around, voiced a question on his mind. "Where is Goku? Didn't you call for him?" asked Beerus. "I did," replied Bulma. "But neither I nor Chi-Chi have seen or heard from him for 2 days." "What is that?" shouted Piccolo as he was listening to a message Dende and Mr. Popo was relaying to him in his mind. His sudden outburst caused everyone in the room to look at him. "Understood, we'll be on our way," said Piccolo as he cut the mental connection. "What's going on?" asked Gohan, getting a feeling that something bad was happening or has happened. "It's Goku. Dende and Mr. Popo says that he is in danger and needs our assistance to help him." Without any more words, everyone flew towards Kami's lookout and met up with Dende and Mr. Popo. Dende quickly explained the situation to all of them and had given his solution to the problem. Beerus, wanting to get Goku out of the time chamber since he was greatly needed, had Whis take Dende and Vegeta to planet Namek to make the wish. They arrived in 5 minutes. Upon arrival, the Namekians had been happy to see Dende after so many years, but he quickly ushered them to let him use the Dragon Balls since it was an emergency. The Namekians, seeing their urgency, quickly gathered the Dragon Balls for them. Dende then summoned Purunga. The familiar old dragon appeared before the three and spoke. "I can grant you 3 wishes, now speak your first wish." "My first wish is that you repair the door to the time chamber on planet Earth." The dragon, upon hearing the wish, spoke. "I can grant your wish, but it will take a while before the door is fully repaired," responded Purunga. "How long will that be?" asked Vegeta, getting impatient. "Anywhere from 2 to 3 months since my power isn't as great." "Damn it," Vegeta cursed under his breath. "That was way too long. The tournament would happen in a month's time. If this is the case, they will most likely have to attend the tournament without Goku. This alone lowered their chances greatly." "Now speak your second wish," spoke Purunga, snapping Vegeta from his thoughts. Vegeta thought for a moment. If Goku was going to be there for 2 to 3 months before he could leave, that meant he would be trapped for 60 to 90 years inside the Room of Time. He would need something so he doesn't die of hunger or old age. It was the least he could do for him at the moment. "My second wish will be for Kakarot to be immortal," said Vegeta. Purunga, upon hearing Vegeta's second wish, eyes began to glow red. He then spoke. It would seem that Son Goku has already obtained eternal youth, so he won't die of old age or starvation. If I'm correct, I think it was a wish of his he asked for from another wishing dragon. Shenlong, Vegeta thought to himself. If Goku had already wished for eternal youth before entering the time chamber, that would imply he had planned to stay there longer than usual. Vegeta clenched his fist. Kakarot was trying to leave him behind. But it didn't matter, he would definitely be training much harder. Seeing that Goku would be fine in the time chamber, the three returned to Earth to inform the others. Without Goku they would be short a member. When the others heard about Goku's situation, they sighed in relief. At least he would be okay until the door was repaired. On the other hand, Beerus was devastated. He had lost his strongest fighter. Not only that, he was now down a member. Why did this crap have to happen to him now out of all times? After some consideration, they decided to recruit Tien for Goku's spot. They would have chosen Majin Buu, but like usual he was sleeping when they needed him. Plus Majin Buu is too playful and wouldn't fight seriously, so putting him on the team when their universe's existence is on the line wouldn't be a good idea. Once the 10 fighters were confirmed and gathered, Whis took them all back to Beerus's world to begin their training immediately. Meanwhile, in a completely different universe, to be specific Universe 6, we could see Champa and Vados traveling through space at great speed. 20 minutes ago they received the news of a new tournament of power from the Grand Priest. When Champa learned that the losing universes would be erased and won't be brought back, he wasted no time in gathering his fighters. He decided he would use the same 10 fighters from before, which was why he was currently on his way to planet Sadala to pick up those Saiyans. Last time he did not prepare, but this time he would make sure to be ready. He planned to have Vados train them all as hard as she could. If those Saiyans could learn to use God Ki like those 2 Saiyans in Universe 7, his chances of victory would be higher. For the first time in thousands of years, Champa was actually planning on training again. He hated the thought of it, but he knew his life depended on it. Champa grinned to himself. This time things will be different and his universe will be the last one standing. We then skip to Universe 11, specifically on Belmont's planet. We could see all of the Pride Troopers gathered as they discussed plans. They had all been informed not too long ago about another tournament. For the most part, Belmont as usual felt confident in their victory. It wasn't without reason though. The Pride Troopers, especially Jiren and Toppo, had drastically increased their powers since the last tournament 2 years ago. Toppo had become a master of his Hakaishin form and was currently in search of more power. Jiren on the other hand was nothing like he was last time. Jiren had managed to combine his full power with destruction energy and had mastered the new form. The other Pride Troopers had improved greatly in their own rights as well. All of them had grown considerably stronger since last time. But despite that, Margarita and Belmont decided that it would be best if they all continued to train despite their new power levels. It was obvious that all destroyers would be training alongside their fighters to have the best chance at winning. Within the multiverse, on every destroyer's planet you could see destroyer gods training hard alongside their 10 fighters. Even destroyers who had become complacent with their current levels of power or had simply become lazy could be seen training hard. We then travel back to the time chamber with Goku. Goku could be seen in a meditative position as he was trying to think of ways to further increase his power. Goku had been in deep meditation for a while now as he looked for answers. Goku opened his eyes and saw that he was now in a different environment. Around him it was dark and in front of him was a short hall that led to a black and red door. Goku calmly approached the door. Placing his hand on the handle of the door, he slowly opened it. The door was shut pretty tight, thus it took a considerable amount of effort to open. Once the door opened, Goku felt a huge amount of evil ki wash over him. Everywhere in the room it was dark, but Goku sensed that there was someone here. Goku immediately went on guard as he spoke. "I know you're in here, whoever you are. Come out of the darkness and show yourself." Goku waited a moment for a response, but none came. Right when Goku was about to take action, a voice spoke out from a distance behind him. "Calm down, fool. There's no need for hostility, I'm just here to talk." Goku turned around towards the direction of the voice and what he saw made him narrow an eyebrow. The room lit up to reveal a man that looked exactly like him. The only difference was that the man wore black clothing like Goku Black. Just that thought alone put Goku on guard. Who are you? Are you Goku Black? No, I'm not Goku Black, I am your lost other half, Kakarot. Kakarot? Said Goku, confused. That was the name Vegeta called him, and what did he mean by his lost other half? Kakarot, hearing and seeing Goku's confusion, decided to explain. Listen, I will try to make the story short as possible, so listen up. Long ago, when you were a small child, you had a freakish accident where you hit your head really hard. When it happened, the darker and smarter part of your being, in this case me, was sealed away. I'm not sure how it was possible, but it happened. Since then I have been trapped here, deep within your consciousness. But since you have reached such a state of deep meditation, you were finally able to meet me. But that's pretty much my story, ever since I have been trapped in here. But I want us to be whole again. I have grown bored of being stuck here with the only thing to do is train. That is why we should join and be one again. Goku, hearing his other half's words, could see that the man told no lies. Goku, knowing that the man had been truthful, easily made his decision. Alright, I'll fuse with you to become one again. But tell me, what will I gain from this? Asked Goku. For one, you will become 3 times stronger, since I hold 75% of your power and potential. On top of that, you will become more serious and intelligent. You will also receive knowledge on methods that I have that will help you continue to get stronger. Your ki might undergo some changes. Your ki will have a bit of evilness to it, since I am your darker half. Last but not least, you will receive a boost in S cells, and your potential to evolve and increase your power will be greater. Hearing that, Goku felt excited. So how do we fuse? Asked Goku. Just bump fists with me, said Kakarot as he extended his fist towards Goku. Goku replicated the action, bumping fists with Kakarot. Goku watched as Kakarot turned into white ki particles and entered his body. Just as that happened, Goku was enveloped in a bright white light. Goku opened his eyes to see he was back outside in the time chamber, still in a meditative position, but something was different. Around him was a familiar yellow aura that flickered with electricity. But instead of the electricity being its normal blue, it had now turned black. Goku stood up and marveled at his new power. This power feels incredible, he said to himself. At first I didn't have any ideas on how I could increase my power, but now I know a few ways. Goku decided that before he focuses anymore on transformations, he should focus on getting stronger in his base form. Transformations were nothing but multipliers. Also, should he be put in a situation where transforming is unavailable, things wouldn't be in his favor. He was far too weak in his base form. Goku threw on weights that weighed 200 tons. As he progressed, he would add on more weight. 10 years later, after 10 years of constant training in only his base form, Goku had been able to greatly increase his power. Now in base form, Goku could fight on par with Vegeta in Super Saiyan God, though he was still weaker than Blue. Being satisfied with his results, Goku decided to move on to train something else. Goku transforms to Super Saiyan 4, giving off a monstrous power as electricity crackles around him. Goku had a new goal he wanted to achieve while he was in this time chamber. For many years he believed that Super Saiyan 3 had been the peak of the Saiyan evolution, but he had been wrong. When achieving Super Saiyan 4, it showed him that he can evolve much further. How much further? He wanted to see. Goku began to do more intense training only in Super Saiyan 4 in hopes he could reach a new level. For 2 long years Goku consistently trained until he was able to transform to a new level. At the current moment, Goku could be seen in the time chamber breathing hard on one knee. His body was a bit bloodied and bruised and his clothes were torn. But what was most noticeable was his new appearance and power. The red fur that once covered his body had now turned a darkish silvery white. The same could also be said for his hair. Speaking of his hair, it had also become spikier and grown longer, now reaching his lower back. Around his eyes was a silver outline, with his irises being a menacing red color. Surrounding him was a powerful white aura that cackled with white electricity. Suddenly Goku lost the transformation and returned to base. The transformation had become too difficult for him to maintain any further. After catching his breath, Goku got up and made his way over to the kitchen. Fixing himself some food, Goku began to eat since he was going to take a break for now. Even though senzu beans could fill his stomach, he preferred to have real food sometimes. While Goku was eating, he took a glance at the time chamber clock. It read 23 years. 23 years of non-stop intensive training. Had it not been for the fact that he does lots of meditation, he was sure that he would be mentally crazy after being in here for so long. But meditation not only allowed him to become stronger physically but mentally, keeping his mind calm and sharp. After he was finished eating, Goku got up and continued training. After 4 years, Goku had finally been able to master Super Saiyan 5. After mastering 5, Goku was now looking for a 6th level. He had been training non-stop in Super Saiyan 5 in order to achieve it, but so far he had been having no luck. At first he started to believe that maybe Super Saiyan 5 was the final stage, but something inside him made him feel that there was still more to achieve. Goku decided that he would ask a wishing dragon for any knowledge on how to obtain Super Saiyan 6. When Goku had decided to reunite with his other half, he gained all the power he possessed. The same could be said for his techniques and knowledge. Apparently his other half had learned a bit in creation techniques. It was still nothing compared to a Supreme Kai that can create planets, but it was satisfactory for creating smaller things. Goku sat in a meditative position and held out his hands in front of him in deep concentration. A white light appeared on the ground in front of him as he did his technique. After 5 minutes the light died down as Goku finished his technique. In front of him now was 7 stone spheres. Goku then transformed into Mastered Ultra Instinct with Kaioken times 25, giving off a monstrous power level. Holding his hand out towards the 7 stone spheres, Goku began to channel his power into them. After pumping enough power into them, Goku watched as they came to life. The spheres started to glow and change in appearance. Their dull gray color turned into a silver color with the stars being white. Goku then watched as a large silver dragon emerged from the Dragon Balls. The dragon, upon seeing Goku, spoke. "What wishes does my creator want fulfilled? I want you to tell me how I can obtain Super Saiyan 6, replied Goku. The dragon, hearing its creator's wish, eyes glowed white as it searched for an answer. After 5 whole minutes of deep searching, the dragon spoke. From what I found, no amount of training will allow you to reach Super Saiyan 6. In order to do so, you must meet the founder and receive his blessing to do so. But in order for you to meet him, an ancient and forbidden ritual must be used. You see, many millennia ago there existed a Saiyan named Azumo. He was the first Saiyan to reach Super Saiyan 6, by doing so he became its founder. According to history, during that time there existed 3 Kais. But these were no ordinary Kais, they were very evil and wicked. Azumo, at the time, was in desperate need of more power and approached the 3 Kais, looking for help. The Kais offered to help him by doing a forbidden ritual by channeling all their evil ki into Dragon Balls and while speaking certain words in an old ancient language. The evil Kai's ki are necessary in order to get to the founder, as it serves as the catalyst. Do you want to go through with the ritual? Asked the dragon. Yes, was the firm reply from Goku. Hearing Goku's answer, the dragon began to mutter words in a language that was unfamiliar to Goku. Goku then watched as the dragon spheres turned from silver and white to a demonic red and black as they glowed brightly. Goku then watched as a trail of dark red evil ki came from the dragon's mouth and entered the red and black dragon spheres. The dragon then began to speak more words in the ancient language. When the dragon had finished speaking, the Dragon Balls began to float in the air. They then glowed a bright red color as they began to merge with one another. When the light died down, the Dragon Balls were no more. What now was in its place was a ball of dark and crimson energy. The ball of energy gave off a very foul and evil presence that even made Goku a bit uncomfortable. But Goku didn't have any time to think more of it when the ball of evil energy rushed towards him, entering his body, before everything went black. Meanwhile, outside the time chamber on the planet of Beerus, it had been 2 days since all universes were informed of the new upcoming Tournament of Power. There was only one thing that every universe was doing at the moment, and that was training. At the current moment we could see Vegeta in Ultra Ego battling with Beerus. They traded punches and kicks at incredible speeds. Beerus in the blink of an eye disappeared and reappeared behind Vegeta, landing a powerful kick to the back of the Saiyan's head that sent him rocketing to the ground. Vegeta slammed into the ground hard, creating a large crater as chunks of earth and debris were kicked up. Beerus floated down and landed on the edge of the crater, looking at the downed Vegeta. The Saiyan had lost his Ultra Ego form and was bloodied and bruised. Beerus had also received some bruises as well, but he was still in fighting condition. Vegeta slowly pulled himself up and got back on his feet, looking at Beerus. Not bad, Saiyan, but this is only the beginning. Since Goku isn't here, you will be the anchor of the team. Therefore I need you to be as strong as possible. Beerus had decided to personally train Vegeta. He wanted to train the Saiyan to gain further mastery with destruction energy. So far it was going well. The training had been hellish and brutal, but it got good results. On the other hand, Beerus had assigned Whis to train the others. Mainly Broly and Gohan, and perhaps Piccolo. The others were assigned to lesser training. Beerus had told Krillin and the others that Gohan, Broly, Vegeta, himself and Whis will really be the ones that determine if they win or not. The others took no offense to Beerus's words. They understood what he meant. In terms of power they were nowhere near the level of any of the Saiyans. Thus, making sure those three were trained was more important, since a big part of their chance for victory rests upon them. But even though they couldn't become as strong as them, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't train. They could train to better hone their techniques and come up with strategies they could use as a team. Meanwhile, with Gohan and Broly, they were currently being trained by Whis in a different area of Beerus's planet, so the others wouldn't be interrupted by their training session. Broly was using his legendary Super Saiyan form, while Gohan used his ultimate form, surrounded by a white aura. Whis had offered to train the two on how to use Divine Ki like Vegeta and Goku, but the Saiyans refused. They seemed to want to go down a different path at the moment. Respecting their wishes, Whis trained them hard, pushing them to their limits. Gohan was a Saiyan half-breed while Broly was a Saiyan mutant. Both had lots of potential, Whis just had to draw it out. That's all for part 2, please like, comment and subscribe. You guys liking and subscribing is what really keeps me going when making these stories, so your support is well appreciated, thanks.